Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Process the Profit, episode 3. I'm not gonna lie, ever since I got that payout, it has been pretty difficult. As we've talked about in that previous episode, like it's been a struggle, guys. Like I don't know why. I'm not sure everything I'm doing wrong. I feel like I'm changing up too many things. Like I've started doing 1 minutes. Tomorrow I'm gonna try 5 minutes again, but I'm gonna try to pinpoint the entry onto the 1 minute. Life is life, guys. Like life is not easy. But I'm gonna figure out how I want to format these episodes more. I want to do more of the vlogging stuff, so I might try to bring that in tomorrow. What my actual day looks like beyond me trading. Like, what am I doing when I'm not trading? How often am I going to the gym? What does work kind of look like? I don't want to share too much. But like, what does my life as an 18-year-old who is trying to make it actually look like? Because I want this to be kind of like a documentary, right? Like, in a few years, I can look back. Without further ado, though, let's get into the trade that we made this morning. And spoiler alert, I lost. We took another loss today, and actually took two trades, which I'm ultimately not the proudest of. But let's get into it, and I kind of want to explain my thought process. So, it's no better place to start than glorious market open. Alrighty. Market opens right away. We get this. Honestly, if I was smart, if I was a smart guy, which I'm not, I should have took this trade right here. Like, following how I want to take that like first impulse, and I was on the 1 minute, I should have took this trade. I don't know why I didn't. I could have targeted these highs. Like, that's a 10-point trade right there. With minimal risk to reward. That's a 2 risk to reward with like, literally, this would have been freaking perfect. And I didn't. I don't know why. Let's see. I don't really do this that often. Let's see. My boy tapped me into this. Actually, I probably would have targeted this. But still, that is a profitable trade. Like, for sure. We're for stop loss at 350. Probably this would have been a 2 mini kind of thing. Stop loss 350, so that's probably 4. Give it a little breathing room. Give it a little more, actually. Probably would have been 4.5, just to give it a little breathing room. And this probably would have been how I would have set up that trade. And that would have genuinely been pretty nice. But I didn't take it. And if you watched the market this morning, there was a second pullback. We pretty much got draked. Man, sometimes predicting shit like this is a little hard, but that's the game that we signed up for, right? And that was the trade I didn't take. So let's talk about the trade that I did take. And the issue that I have. So this is actually the candle I entered based off of, right? Reason that being is, okay, so we made a new high on the day. And this actually broke previous highs that we had too. Or this is like on par with some resistance from other highs. So we made a new high. We get a low. Could have taken this trade again. Nice rejection. But ultimately, wouldn't have been that nice because we don't retest right away. And this is the hard part about managing risk to reward with my strategy. Is sometimes shit like this happens. And let's watch how this plays out. So this is actually the candle that I enter on. And just for the sakes of it, let's show what actually happened. I was here. I was targeting up here. Keep in mind I was copy trading, and I'll talk about that too. And this was, this was actually probably like exactly how it was set up. Stopped out immediately. Literally immediately stopped out. But here's the thing. How are we supposed to trade this pullback, right? We know this is a pullback. We're closing above resistance. We're getting rejection candles, right? Like, even this is a rejection candle. But, like, it's nuts. Because let's say we entered on the top of this rejection candle. Oh, it's a limit. Yeah, okay, so let's say we entered on the top of this rejection candle. I want to do the bar replay, because this is just what I'm trying to learn and why I'm thinking about going back to the 5 minute. Ultimately, the 5 minute is what paid my bank account. I don't know why I'm switching to the 1 minute. I've passed evals on the 5 minute. I've gotten paid off the 5 minute. Guys, at one point, I was one tick away from a second payout. We're now like $200 away from blowing the account. Besides the point, let's say I trade this, because this is a healthy trade I'm looking at, right? Like, closure above resistance, closure above EMA, healthy, just healthy. Now, I'm going to do some more studying on rejection candles, because I was watching a gentleman today on YouTube, and I'm not familiar with his content, but he was actually highlighting how he enters here, and that makes yourself have a nuts risk-reward. Is predicting, like, the next candle. Now this is like a pullback though. Like this is, or pardon me, this is like a proper healthy freaking rejection. So let's say I would have entered here, and for heaven's sakes, I like to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that much breathing room. And the reason, like we could have targeted, this would have been 1-to-1, right? Granted, double trading on the other account, and that's like a healthy stop loss too. Like, let's even bring it down one more, because we see this over here. But that's a lot of breathing room. And, up a little bit. Yay! Bro. What? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of candle is this? This is that bullshit candle, brother. That's what I'm saying. So, like, obviously, even if I would have entered this trade, and this was the correct trade, in my opinion, to take, and in fact, it's even better than the trade I did end up taking, I would have still got stopped out, which ultimately did make me feel a little bit better about my ego. And as we watch this, it would have hit full take profit. Like, even if I was targeting these highs, it does hit that full TP. And then we actually get expansion after that, and, like, again, probably should have just, like, well, this is 2 points. I'm not trading this for 2 points. Which is why I'm going to talk more about the 5 minute in a second, because it looks so clean on the 5 minute. Now, let's talk about that second trade of the day. I actually entered a second trade of the day, which I shouldn't have done. I wasn't, like, super tilt, and the risk to reward was pretty good. But I entered on this candle, and my theory was this looks like a rejection candle, right? Like, rejection of breaking new... Actually, yeah. I remember I was watching the Three Stooges. Where's the Three Stooges? Okay, so yeah, I actually entered on this candle here. So let's bar replay this one more time. And let's explain the philosophy I had here. So, boom. Right? This is what I'm thinking at this point. We're getting failure for almost this is the third impulse up now to break these highs. And that's a very healthy looking candle. And I was trying to predict the reversal ultimately, which is hard to do. Now, I took it because my risk to reward was actually pretty good. And I was targeting, like, these lows over here. Obviously, it was up at one point. Like, not up much at all. And I got stopped out again. So, that... obviously, like, a little frustrating. And then we get an expansion all the way back up. What's happening here? So then we get an expansion all the way back up. But the game's the game, like, this wasn't the day I'm proudest of, just because I don't think my philosophy, my mental I don't think my mental of how I took the trades were smart. And that's obviously the frustrating thing, because I know I have the capability to make smart trades. Now, what I'm going to start doing is I just want to frickin' enter off the 5 minutes. And then I want to use the 1 minute to, like, snipe the entry. So, like, obviously, 5 minute is going to give us less entry points. Like, we wouldn't want to enter off of this because we'd be talking about a crazy risk to reward. Same with this here. We'd be talking about a crazy risk to reward. But the 5 minute is slower. But ultimately, this would have been the trade to take today. Like, that would have been the trade to freaking take. What the frick, Rainbow? And I kind of want to describe what the thought process would be here. So, probably stop loss. A little under resistance, honestly. So, that's like a 9-point stop. But then we'd be targeting these highs at resistance. And this is just like a 1-to-1 risk trade. And what would have really made this successful is, can you manage it effectively to the point where you can capture this expansion, if that makes sense. If you can capture this breakout right here, like, just trail that stop loss on the 5 minute, because when pullbacks play out correctly and we get continuation, we're not getting newer lows. Each one of these lows are higher. Like, that's ultimately how you want to do it. So, like, I'm just going to go back to the 5 minute, because, like, the 5 minute is very, very easy to read sometimes. And I've had success there. Like, why am I switching up my strategy, you know? Like, not my strategy, but my time frame biased. Or my time frame trading is just, like, completely switched now. I'm going to do a lot of studying on more lingo. I want to really start also making sure I have swing lows in balance and stuff like that. I'll probably go through tonight and update some of these resistance lines. But even on the 5 minute, like, this looks like a pretty nice trade that I could have taken too. This short here, just as, like, pretty major rejection of these resistance lines, where ultimately we could have walked away with, again, another 1-to-1 risk to reward kind of win, where we're just retesting the resistance on the other side, you know what I mean? But we live and we learn. I'm not even, like, sad. I really want to make this shit work, so I'm not going to give up. So, like, I will post as many freaking process the profit videos if it takes. Maybe by episode 100, right? In 2 years, we'll actually be able to walk away from a 9-to-5, or maybe it'll be faster than that, and maybe it'll be longer than that. Who knows? I'm not going to give up at all. I'm 18. Like, that's the thing. I'm an 18-year-old who's striving for greatness. There's not a doubt in my mind, if I put this much effort and this much thought to this every day and continue to get better and continue to learn from my mistake, the probability will swing in my favor. I genuinely believe that. How could I fail putting that much effort in every single day? The probability will swing in my favor. And that's all this is. That's all life is, honestly. It's a big game of probability. You try some shit, it doesn't work. You try some other shit, it does work. And you keep learning from mistakes. So we'll get there eventually, guys. It's only Monday. We have this whole trading week in front of me. Now, next week's going to be an interesting episode to document, because I'm going on a work trip. And I do intend to trade. So, yeah, crazy world. Everybody, stay safe. Do right by God. Do right by yourself and right by your family. And I will see you for Taco Tuesday Trade Review. Welcome back, guys. We're doing another trade review. What a blessed experience. I hope all of y'all had a successful trading day. And let's get into the trade that I took. Why? Well, actually, today was a doozy, boys. Or girls. I don't know who's all here. I took 2 trades. Is my hair starting to look chopped, gang? Are we? Okay. It was a doozy. Let's get into it. Because, honestly, I hate to do it to y'all. I'm so tired right now. It was a crazy day at work. I've had the worst weather possible, sent to different locations. We've had 3 tornado warnings in the past 24 hours here. So, 3 times I've dropped what I'm doing and hunkered down. Anyways, let's talk about the trade that we took. We were on the 5-minute today, and honestly, I'm feeling dialed back into the 5-minute, guys. I was really liking it. It felt like it made a lot of sense, and I'm just trying to figure out how to manage it. So obviously, we were getting impulses. Longs were great today, which I don't know why. I was not expecting longs. Like, we are getting crazy market action recently. And this is actually the first trade I took. Unfortunately, because if you just heard me, we wanted longs today. So the reason I took this trade is because this looked like really solid rejection, and I had a decent stop loss on it too. Like, this looked, I was studying rejection and stuff last night. This looked kind of like rejection at this resistance line, and I know this resistance line is good. Like, it's working here exactly as it's intended to. So I know price is having a hard time with this. And yeah, I thought this impulse was gonna reverse, right? Because it's the first impulse of the day. And I enter on this candle because I'm like, okay, well, we didn't get a closure above. We got a closure below, even though, like, price pushed up that much. And that played out about how you thought it would, right? Yeah, I got stopped out. And we get new highs. Now, what saved the account is your boy entered on this candle. Again, to me, this looked like rejection, you know what I mean? Like, this whole 5-minute candle's respecting the low we just made. And we're not closing above, but we're not closing below. Like, just kind of talking about rejection candles yesterday, this felt like something that I was comfortable taking. I'm probably going to have to watch that video multiple times over just because I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Sometimes I need a little bit to get it down. So we went with this long here. I wish my entry was this good. It wasn't. It was probably more like right here. Okay, it's just going to put me in there. And for an example, we were targeting stops like this, and this is actually exactly how it was set up. 1-to-1. And you'll see, hit take profit immediately. And what I'm trying to, get this whole strategy together is to be able to enter on the 5-minute, scalp the 1-minute, right? Like, scalp the 1-minute for finding rejection. So, like, this even was a good rejection right here. And actually, this whole trade looks really nice on the 1-minute too. But I want to get good at doing is managing the trade on the 1-minute. So let's say, for example, we would have entered on this very nice candle, which actually I think I did enter more above here. What's really nice about this is we get like higher lows repeatedly. So like higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. I could have just rid this out way longer. Higher low. Again, higher low, higher low. I don't know when we stop making higher lows. Like, that's the continuation that I'm trying to get good at doing, and I haven't been able to do it yet. But like, just riding those lows better. So like, let's just re-enter this trade, but with trading this continuation, just to show you guys like how I want to be able to set this up, because obviously we know this is where the retest is going to be. Okay, let's go buy. And this was a too many trade, but I felt good taking it. Let's just put it all the way up for now, because I want to show you guys how I want to trail this. Because honestly, I'd like to get to a point where I'm not like, I'm not letting it take profit. It's trailing into a stop. Okay. First higher low. Was it right here? Imagine it makes me look like an idiot. Always just kind of trailing that. And exactly like this is kind of how I want to go. Because when I'm trading and my theory is like 100% correct, it's going to do this. Like, these impulses are going to be fast. Not to say that it won't, consolidate a little bit, but like, this is like when a trade is running. And I was so close to being able to trade it, but obviously with the 1 minute, it is fast. Like, it's really fast action and movement. But as you can see, just by trailing, how many minutes is this? Like 6-7 minutes. We've now turned a $400 trade into at least a $600 trade. Potentially a $1,500 trade, right? Because that's consistency rule stuff. Well, actually, I'd take the profit here because 1,200 is as much as I want to make in a day for consistency rules. But like, this is the first. Like, when does this stop us out? Actually, let's look. Actually, it would be this one. Because even that's equal lows. Man, yeah, this trade frickin' ran, guys. And that's why it's really important to try to trade like this instead of how I've been trading. Even here, no. Like, this was just such I just want to watch it run. This would have been the first point that it would have stopped me out. And that is, let's check how much money. Yeah, that's $12.50. So literally that's like the perfect amount of what I'd want to make in a day. Is just by following this trade. 15 minutes, I got to update it once every minute, but like, this was really fast and it swept these highs, which are where my take profit was at. Because I've seen it also, like, what's hard to do, especially on the 1 minute, is it'll take this high and it'll reverse the other way, like, completely. Sometimes it'll even make a new high and do that. So like, if I would leave exit mode, I was just looking at the charts earlier. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Granted, I don't know what frickin' evil does this, but like, let's say this is the high, and this is why I won't trade like this pullback here or even these ones, because we failed to get new highs twice here. We failed to broke these, but like, let's say you would have entered here, right? And this is what's really hard to do with continuation. Especially on the 1 minute, is let's say you would have entered here. Let's say you would have entered like when EMAs are crossing back up and we get that first, like, not rejection, but like, let's say you just enter when the EMAs are crossing up because you're thinking bullishly. And even it kind of makes sense on the 5 minute too, you know what I mean? But the point I'm trying to make is it goes up. It sweeps this high. What's up call is calling me. And I'm about done anyways. But it sweeps this high and price went down a little bit and would have stopped us out. But anyways, that's the trade review for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, New York is good to us. What is up, lovely people? It was just Wednesday. It's Thursday. I gotta get to bed. It's been an action-packed day. Work, gym. We did it all today, boys. We traded. And I'm happy to say, small amount or not, today, we took profit, boys. Oh, let's go through and explain what happened, because it wasn't as nice as I would have liked it to be. Because I was probably staring like $1,300 in profit today if I played my entries a little bit better, because my entries were perfect. I took 2 trades today, so let's go through them and show you. So, as per usual, just go for market open. I don't know why. This freaking market is pumping. Dude, we broke all-time highs today. Why? We're at war. The Strait, I don't even know what's happening in the Strait, but like, I don't think we're conditions for all-time highs, but we'll take what we can get. You would have made bread if you just hit the buy button today, which I didn't do. So, obviously, get these impulses. Looks like it's going to be a bullish day. And I'm just waiting at this point. Like, I could have taken some of these on a 1 minute, but like, it's hard to find the actual entry, and then also like you don't want your risk to reward. So that's the thing about the 5 minute. The 5 minute is nice a lot of the times, but you just gotta be patient. So this actually would have been the only 5 minute trade I could have taken before 11. The reason I didn't is because I was worried about how this didn't seem like it made new highs. You know, like that this down impulse down, and then we get 2 up and we don't get new highs. We just kind of retest. So I don't know what was happening at that moment. And I actually took this trade, which, guys, not gonna lie to you, this was like the only short you could have taken today besides market open and made money. Let's go back 1 bar because it's leaving without me. I can't stop living without you by my side. I don't ever want to live alone. So let's set it up how it was set up. That was my stop, and I was actually targeting this low right here. I was actually targeting this kind of like support, but I was also going to like probably have it take profit if it hit there. So let's explain how somehow I lost this trade. Obviously. Next candle, right? Doesn't break that EMA 20, which was slightly concerning. So what I did is I moved my stop loss right here, roughly. It was roughly right here, yeah. So this is where I moved my stop loss right there. Yeah, I think that's the same. Let's watch this next candle. Like, are you kidding me? It hits my freaking stop loss exactly because it broke the high on that previous candle, and then it goes down again. And if you watch this next thing, which kind of pissed me off, yeah, would have hit my full TP. Exactly what I thought it was going to do, it did. So I found the correct entry. Rejection at resistance, lower highs. We needed a big pullback here if the continuation was going. And I predicted this pullback correctly. Right to the area I thought it was going to go, I got stopped out. Literally, I shorted, all 4 candles were red, and I got stopped out. Is that not nuts? And it was like negative 230 because my entry was probably like a little closer to here. But I was very, very frustrated because I felt like I just couldn't do anything right. So yeah, I have to figure out how I'm going to manage these trades. Like, obviously, maybe I should have put it like here, that stop loss. I'm just not trying to lose that much capital. Like, I was like, okay, we'll cut it in half. And then I miss out on this whole trade hitting every single marked out TP that I could have done. And I was very, very frustrated. I was literally down on my luck, like just very sad. But that's the game. What's good is my entries were fire. You know what I mean? Like, I found a really good entry to make a great short happen. So let's talk about the other trade I took then. And this was actually it. This is my other entry candle I did. And the reason that being is because, well, you could say, oh, why didn't you enter on this candle? The reason I didn't enter is because although it's rejection, and it is, like, I just wasn't super, super confident with it. Like, considering we just had this massive red impulse before, wasn't really that confident with it. And that was like a very, very long wick too. And again, I'm just not kind of confident with looking down and entering off there, even though that was going to give me the same result roughly of what actually happened. And I entered off of this candle. You know what I mean? I entered off of this candle, and my thought process is now we're bouncing pretty much off of two different confluences, being we've tapped in and rejected VWAP. We've closed above EMA 50. And like this is a healthy looking candle to me. So I entered on that one. And my take profit was actually set again at $900. And let's go with how this plays out. So get our first candle to be green. And I actually exited right at this point. Because my thought process was I've already taken a loss today. This gets me out of the drawdown that I was in. So I was happy enough taking this and just being done for the day. Now, if I would have stayed in, yeah, I mean, we retested the top of these highs and then continue. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Not a bad day trading wise. What I am proud about is like these entries are just like, these are the best entries like today that I found. I have to manage these trades better though. But like these are, in my opinion, almost like A+ entries. Trade management is my biggest thing, and the psychology too. But I'm a young guy. I'll get it right, or I won't, and then I'll be broke and live my 9 to 5 and be a goyim forever. Inshallah, I won't be. Anyways, that is our trade review for today. Let's hope we can make some profit. If I could get the account to 51,000 by the end of the week, I would feel very, very good going into next week. Because I would like to pass this eval soon. And potentially work on getting another payout relatively soon. Or even within the next 2 months, whatever. But I'm feeling confident and I'm feeling dangerous on these markets. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. Even if I lose, even if I blow this account, even if I don't just blow the next 2 free accounts, I don't care. I'm going to figure this out. Like, I'm going to be successful. There's not a doubt in my mind. There's not a doubt. Whether it's today, tomorrow, in a year, whatever. I am going to be a millionaire. 100%. Not a doubt in my mind. And I do think trading is the art form because I've always been invested in the financial markets to get me there because I am freaking invested, yo. I love it. I love this shit. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. We will be back with that update tomorrow. Welcome back to the second to last episode of the third episode of Process to Profit. This is it's been interesting. Today what happened is we took a trade and we won, quite frankly, which is good because we've been we've been fighting, boys and girls. If you're here, I mean, we have been freaking like fighting, and right, like that's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you gotta sit down, scrap, and have a dog fight, and that's really like what it's been. So, let's go through the trades and let's talk about it, and I'll talk about why I think I won. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh, this is very interesting. This is not on the right page. What? There we go. I'm not even editing it out. You know I'm a bum. Okay. Can't you see? Please don't look for me. All right. As per obviously, let's go back to 8:30 and talk about the setups we took. So we actually took the trade pretty early today. And yeah, so we get this accumulation. Then we get this is like a first rejection kind of, which is kind of cool. I could have technically traded that. I didn't because I don't know. I get nervous trading this early in the morning, and it wasn't like perfect, right? Which is why I didn't take this because I'm looking for something a little bit better. Even though the risk to reward was kind of fire, but like this is very early in the morning, so I'm waiting for that first true impulse maxing. We get that first true impulse. I see a green candle followed by another weaker green candle, and what I did initially is I entered, which wasn't very good. We entered a 2-uniter on this rejection. And I lost about 450 on that guy. Because I was just targeting this resistance, right? And without further ado, I got stopped out. And we did re-enter this trade, which is why I was forwarding. So this is actually the trade I took that saved the account, pretty much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so we actually re-entered this trade. I'm gonna bar replay it just so I can pinpoint that entry for you guys. So we get this again, nice and controlled. There's nothing that worrying about this pullback in terms of like, are these big candles? Like, these are very nice pullback candles, super slow and like controlled. And for 1 minute, because I don't love the 1 minute, like I'm not in love with it. It's all right. I really like the 5 minute, right? The 5 minute just looks so clean. Like, you can target, take profit clean. I won that trade yesterday on the 5 minute. But today we took this on the 1 minute because we got to pull back the EMA 50, which if I'm gonna take 1 minute trades, we want to pull back the EMA 50, not EMA 20. And this is the candle that I actually entered on, making those new highs. And let's see. We sell. Freaking beautiful. Beauty of a risk to reward kind of play here. And we targeted these lows. And we frickin' held this son of a gun. And we went up $1,100. All said and done, the account was actually positive $750 today. I felt goated, felt good. I was off the markets by 9:21, y'all. Freaking locked my account. I said, I ain't gonna trade anymore. The account's currently sitting roughly at $50,900, which means we are $2,100 away from passing this eval, which I would really like to do. There's no time rules or anything on it. Make sure I'm risking that reward correctly. I really want to get on those daily payouts. And it's not like I even need the money. Like, I work a full-time job. I want to get on these daily payouts because I don't want to work a full-time job my whole life. Yeah. I felt really good about this trade. Like, this is like, I didn't get really angry. You know, I didn't enter on this rejection. I really waited out the whole rules here, and it went good for me. So I was pretty happy, all said and done. Here's the thing, guys, right? I am 18 years old, and like, I am working my cartouche. I am working my cartouche off. Every day, it's like I'm just waking up, trading, going to work for 8 to 9 hours. Right after work, I'm going to the gym, and then after the gym, I come home and I eat. I'm making videos like this, editing, whatever, planting ideas down, getting my prayers in. I need to be praying more, honestly. But like, we've been working the cartouche off. We will get somewhere. I've been very, very worried. Worried's not a good word. I have been stressed, right? this is stressful. Like I do feel like I'm on that fine balance of like getting burned out and like getting in a really really good work group. I am so motivated, but the times I haven't been motivated, what's driving me through is that discipline. I know that naturally I'm not very gifted in any sense. I'm not the smartest, I'm not the strongest. I've had chronic conditions my whole life. I'm not even the healthiest. Um, but I know for what I lack in raw advantages, I will make up with just straight willpower and work. And that's where the discipline is, you know? That's the discipline doing that. Now, when I'm motivated, I feel like twice the beast. I love working when I'm motivated. It brings me peace because although I'm stressed, I'm not worrying. I know this work is going to pay off, whether it's a month, 3 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I know this work is going to pay off, and I know that anything I put my mind to, I can get it. So it's like, yeah, maybe the workload is stressful, but that just gives me a reason to wake up and fight so damn hard in the morning. But even when I'm stressed from work, I'm not worried. I know it's going to work out because I refuse. I refuse to quit. And I'm so excited for the future, guys. Life is just beginning. The tutorial ended and we gotta work so hard. I don't want to work 40, 50 years in a job path that I hate. But who knows, my generation will probably have the hardest time ever trying to buy houses and stuff. So guys, here's the thing. Just give 100% effort into your life. Into your life, genuinely. Give 100% effort. Like, I cannot stress this enough, and I went through a very depressing age when I was younger. This is the only life you're gonna live. Like, you could die tomorrow. You're not gonna get, like, you'll get second chances in life, but you will not get a second chance at life, guys. Please. Be disciplined. Chase your purpose. Work hard. You can achieve absolutely anything that you put your mind to. And me, I want you to be happy with yourself and your own results. And that's all we can work for, right? That's all I'm working for. I love you guys. We'll get better at this whole format too. I have some ideas. I want to really include more vlogging. It's been really, really busy recently. Next week I'm gonna make this process the profit, video next week. But I'm being sent on a work trip, so I'll be doing some of it from a hotel. Whatevs. Gives me a chance to vlog, right? You guys have a great night, and by Govee, let's hope the DAC, the ES1, gives us green money tomorrow. I need to hit the hay, guys. It's very late, and I gotta be up early to trade, so I will see you guys with the final trade review of the video. Peace. Okay. I know this is not the format we're usually seeing me in, but I didn't take a trade Friday, so there was no trade review, and the weekend's been kind of crazy overall. What's up now is I am packing, and you guys are gonna see in the next trade review, I'm going on a work trip, so yeah, it's very late. My flight, I'm leaving for the airport about 8 a.m. It is 2 a.m. right now, so I should probably go on and get to sleep. Yeah, taking this blue one, purple I mean, but it was just a very successful week. All right, guys, as per promised, we got the LARPing trade review. I'm currently in a casino. Whoa, that's really bright in there. I'm just about to go to a conference in a few minutes, but today being Monday, I did take a trade. So, per usual, this is such a nice view, by the way. Per usual, we got to talk about it. We got to do the trade review, and Had to get creative. I don't have any of my equipment with me besides my laptop. But we got to figure it out. So without further ado, let's get into the trade review for today. Bang. Okay. Get a whole bunch of stuff going on. Okay. Let's refresh this page. I didn't watch the market all in all today. Like a lot. I will say off the bat, really surprised that that it was up. You know what I mean? I was pretty shocked. But per usual, let's actually go into the 5-minute for this. Get our market open. Wasn't even on my phone at this point, because I was in Ubed. But let's talk about the trade I took. So I could kind of see that it topped out around this point, and I was looking at the 1 minute, and knowing that it's saying that it kind of like topped out and it didn't recapture, I really wanted to take shorts. That's what I was going for today. And that was the plan. So this is actually the trade that I took. I really wanted to enter right here. This was the entry I wanted to do, but it was going so fast, and I was at the airport. It was genuinely hard to enter in on. But how I would have had this set up is just retesting those lows, honestly. 2 minis, stop loss over here. And I also wanted to have a positive risk to reward, because up here is where I wanted to enter. But as you can see, crazy ass candle. So how did I play out this trade? Because I didn't enter there. What I waited for is a break of here. So I actually entered on this candle. Let's go. My stop loss wasn't that high, but we're looking about like 1-to-1 risk to reward. And it's kind of playing out. And believe it or not, is it gonna stop? It is gonna make me leave that trade. So annoying, because this is actually the candle I entered on. Bomboclat, guys, Bomboclat. Monday. I'm gonna try to vlog a little bit this week too. But yeah, the point of the trade I'm trying to make is I only went up 250 on the day because I was at the airport. I was kind of stressed. One of my buddies who doesn't trade was in my ear. He was like, bro, take the profit, take the profit, take the profit, take the profit. Just take the profit. When if I would have let it play out, that would have actually been such a nice trade. And then it kind of reverses right at that point, as per seen. But no, I only took 250 profit. And I was really just trying to trade this continuation. But the entry, I think, was good. It was the second best entry besides the rejection up here for sure. And that's the trade I took today. Just a quick little short update. We'll probably get some vlogs in. I got to upload last week's video tonight. But I will see y'all tomorrow if I trade. See you guys. All right, chat. Not usually the means of which I like doing trade reviews from, but honestly, this week beat the fuck out of me. Yeah, we had that work trip, and that work trip was very, very fun actually, and I learned a lot. But I was working like 8 a.m. to like 6 p.m. just every day. And then I was like hooping for 2.5 hours after all of our conferences and stuff. So fucking hell, I am beat still. And then I came back and I worked like 10.5 hours next. You know what? Fucking sob story. We're getting some OT. Little goy. I'm getting goy bucks. But yeah, what I'm actually just gonna do, I'm gonna combine the 2 weeks. So I want to go over the last trade that I made, which would have been Friday actually, or Thursday while I was at the airport. I didn't trade Friday because of work reasons and such, but let's actually how much information am I losing here? What did I just leak about myself? But let's actually just get into it. This is current market open, whatever. Weird stuff. Like we're at all time highs. I mean, well, we're bouncing off of all time highs right now, but like, it ain't it just. Wait, are we not? I thought I could have swore we were. Oh no, we did establish all time highs at 8 p.m. But like, it's just weird shit, bro. Well, I don't know what happened in the last hour or so, but it's just weird that like we keep hitting all time highs, right? Or is that just me? Given this market, and like gas is $4 a gallon in my fucking rural town in Wisconsin, so shit is just wicked out here. But let's actually go through this trade that I took at the airport, and it was actually this guy here. So what I was doing is really really dead. Like it looked like a consolidating market. Some of this price action, especially on the 5 minutes, pretty nice. Like you could have taken this for almost like a triple confluence rejection, retesting these highs, and that would have hit. The thing is you're not looking at like very high. I really suck. I was gonna say you're not looking at very good risk reward, but I do not know what I was talking about. But this is the trade that I actually did take. So as you can see, we got a big massive downtrend here. This was the biggest move of the day by far. And what I did is I waited for the trend to be established on the 5 minute, which is what we're getting here. And as you can see, like that almost in itself looks like rejection, but I actually entered on this exact green candle. No, I actually didn't enter on this green candle. And the reason I didn't is because I wanted the 5 minute to close, which is what I was waiting for. So now I knew the 5 minute had closed, and I saw sellers weren't doing nothing special here. I was not tripping at all. And believe it or not, when I took this trade, I actually took it with 6 micros. But I have all my confluences here, so I'm just gonna do it like this. 6 micros, and it was like about a 3 to 400 risk to reward, and we were actually tagging. And it was actually about this. And why we were tagging these is we were just waiting for we were just trying to target these like almost support resistance. And the other reason, like these, like it looks like it kind of bounces off here, and so that's what I was targeting. And I noticed earlier it like bounces off. So like I knew when price kind of dipped into this range, it always reversed previously within that whole week. So granted, like I said, I was taking this with 5 or 6 micros, so I was actually targeting more over here. Let's enter that position. And it hit very, very, very fast. And it kind of stopped out. Like it kind of started not consolidating, but it started to slow down exactly where I thought it would too. And I was very happy with this trade. Like it felt very logical. It was good. Waited for like it was a multi-time frame too. Like waiting for the trend on the 5 minute resistance, but sniping the exact entry with the 1 minute made me a very, very happy camper. As we talk about this week upcoming, the reason sometimes I hate trips is because like I was in such a good routine. I was praying, I was trading, doing my trade reviews nightly, and now I'm a little bit behind on these. My room is a fucking pigsty, guys. Fuck, man. I'm fucking tired. At least I don't work tomorrow. I'm gonna clean this room, make it spotless. Played some soccer today. It was kind of fun. Inshallah, guys. Inshallah that our dreams will make it. I really, really believe in us. Like, super, super believe in us. And I want you to believe in yourself too. Because I can believe in you all I want, but like true belief is you. That's the belief that matters the most. And being your own superhero. Being someone your future your future self can look back on and be proud of. So, guys, I love you guys. Have a great night. Hopefully NASDAQ isn't mean to us tomorrow. And if it is, we'll just keep on pushing. The account's at 52,000, so if I could pass this next week, fuck yeah. If not, we'll just get back on the road. We'll roll with the punches. Like Ipo, bro. Stay safe, guys.